That European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has proposed a social media delay for children in Europe and has said new legislation could be put forward in months. She told an EU summit in Copenhagen that an expert panel was due to come up with steps on how to protect minors online by July.
And US President Donald Trump is set to arrive in Beijing on Wednesday for a two-day summit with China's President Xi Jinping, marking the two leaders' first face-to-face talks 6 months after reaching a trade war truce. The summit, which was delayed from March because of the US-Israeli war on Iran, comes as Trump needs a foreign policy win amid dissatisfaction at home over the latest Middle East quagmire. And pace bowler Naheed Rana has claimed 5 wickets as Bangladesh have trumped Pakistan by 104 runs in a rain-hit first test after a thrilling 5th day of batting collapses, chasing 268 for victory in Dhaka. Pakistan were 119-3 before they fell to 163 all out in the final session on Tuesday, with debutant Abdullah Fazal scoring a valiant 66. And Spanish football star Lamine Yamal has been hailed as a very brave boy for waving the Palestinian flag in Barcelona's open-top bus parade following their La Liga championship win. And the 18-year-old held and waved a large Palestine flag as the newly crowned Spanish champions interacted with the thousands of Barca fans lined up on the streets in the Catalan capital on Monday. And hours after their 2-0 Clásico triumph over Real Madrid, sealed their second consecutive First Division League title.
That Waymo has issued a software update to its fleet of nearly 4,000 vehicles to help them avoid flooded roads as part of a recall announced by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, EXA, on Tuesday. But the company hasn't fully solved the problem of how its vehicles behave in these conditions. In documents released by EXA, the federal safety regulator says Waymo is still developing the final remedy for this recall.
And as bad actors weaponize AI to exploit software vulnerabilities at unprecedented speed, companies are increasingly recognizing the need to bolster their cybersecurity defenses. Fortunately, those very AI tools are also helping businesses fight back.
That the Directorate General of Customs Valuation Karachi has revised customs values on the import of blood collection tubes from China following a fresh valuation exercise ordered after a legal challenge to the earlier ruling. According to a new valuation ruling, the revised values apply to imports of blood collection tubes made from glass as well as PET material.
And Karachi, amid recent reports of Cambridge exam paper leaks, and students who appeared for an AS-level mathematics paper on Tuesday made fresh claims that the paper they received was identical to a solved paper they had come across on social media just a day earlier. And Cambridge International Education, CIE, part of Cambridge University Press and Assessment, offers internationally recognized exams to schools in over 160 countries. In Pakistan, and O-levels, grades 10-11, cover a broad range of subjects, while A and AS levels, grades 12-13, are more specialized and advanced, providing pathways to higher education in Pakistan and abroad.
That US President Donald Trump on Tuesday announced talks with Cuba, which has been crippled by a fuel blockade in the wake of Washington's capture of key regional ally Nicolas Maduro, the former president of Venezuela. In a post on Truth Social, Trump described the communist-ruled island as a failed country, adding, "Cuba is asking for help and we are going to talk." He did not provide details.
And a powerful Hindu group from which Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party emerged claimed on Tuesday it had organized foreign visits, including to the US, and to counter perceptions that it is a paramilitary outfit involved in attacks on minority communities. The outreach by the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS, or National Volunteer Organization, and came after the US Commission on International Religious Freedom said in a report in November that it has been involved in acts of extreme violence and intolerance against members of minority groups for decades. And The Mexican government has cancelled plans to end the school year more than a month early to ease traffic during the FIFA World Cup and an anticipated heat wave. Mexico is due to co-host the football tournament with the United States and Canada from 11th June to 19th July.
That Israel built a secretly operated military outpost deep inside the Iraqi desert to support its air campaign in the run-up to the start of the US-Israel war on Iran. Reports in US media have claimed on Saturday that the Wall Street Journal reported that Israel built the installation, which housed special forces and served as a logistical hub for its air force, with the knowledge of the United States, just before the start of the war on Iran. That the military post also included capacity for search and rescue teams to assist downed Israeli pilots.
And after successfully launching Nigeria's only operational oil refinery in 2024, billionaire businessman Aliko Dangote has set his sights on East Africa as the next location for another mega refinery project, according to recent reports. And it comes as African countries are actively seeking ways to make energy more secure, following huge global disruptions amid the US and Israel's war on Iran and Tehran's subsequent closure of the Strait of Hormuz, and through which about 20% of the world's oil and natural gas is shipped.
That a Spanish passenger evacuated from the cruise ship at the center of a hantavirus outbreak has tested positive for the virus, Spain's Ministry of Health has announced, with the World Health Organization, WHO, confirming 11 cases, including 3 people from the cruise who have died. The man who was confirmed infected on Tuesday is one of more than 120 passengers and crew members evacuated from the Dutch-flagged MV Hondius, whose fate has caused international alarm after the passengers' deaths.
And Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has been sworn in for a 7th term, extending his 40-year tenure following a landslide victory in controversial January elections. One of Africa's longest-serving leaders, Museveni took the oath of office on Tuesday at an event at the Kololo Independence Grounds in Uganda's capital, Kampala, while being cheered by thousands of attendees.
The last of the passengers on the hantavirus-struck MV Hondius cruise ship have been flown to the Netherlands. But new cases are emerging as researchers race to track down where the outbreak originated, as authorities seek to arrange quarantines and access to health facilities for the passengers. Communities where some of the passengers have gone have responded with anger and protests against what many perceive as risk of exposure to the virus.
And Instructure, the maker of the popular school information portal Canvas, said on Tuesday it has reached an agreement with the hackers who breached its systems twice, stole a huge amount of student and staff data, and disrupted thousands of schools that rely on the company's software. Shiny Hunters, a financially motivated cybercrime group, took credit for the April 29 data breach, claiming to have stolen student and staff data and including the personal information of a total 275 million people. The hackers said they had compromised Canvas, which nearly 9,000 schools use to manage their students' data and coursework.
That the Pakistan Airports Authority, PAA, has inaugurated a daycare centre at Jinnah International Airport to facilitate female employees working at the airport. According to the authority, the facility was inaugurated by the wife of Air Vice Marshal Zishan Saeed, Director General of Pakistan Airports Authority, in the presence of the airport manager and other senior officials.
And Karachi. Police on Tuesday arrested a highly wanted woman accused of supplying cocaine and other narcotics across the city, an official statement said. According to the statement, a joint operation was conducted by a police team from Garden Police Station and a civilian intelligence agency to arrest the accused after midnight. And Islamabad, and a division bench of the Islamabad High Court, IHC, on Tuesday issued notices to the Capital Development Authority, CDA, on intra-court appeals filed by apartment owners of One Constitution Avenue and Bank of Punjab, and sought a response in the matter concerning lease cancellation and third-party rights. And the bench, comprising Justice Muhammad Azam Khan and Justice Raja Inam Amin Minhas, heard arguments from appellant's counsel, advocate Taimur Islam, and who requested the court to restrain disciplinary or coercion until the recommendations of a committee recently formed by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif are finalised and approved by the cabinet. And US prices rose in April at their fastest rate since May 2023, as the impact of the war in Iran was increasingly felt by consumers. A jump in the cost of gasoline and groceries pushed the Consumer Price Index, CPI, the amount prices jumped by in the past 12 months, to 3.8%. And Islamabad, Pakistan has rejected allegations that it had sheltered Iranian military aircraft from potential United States strikes, as the fragile ceasefire it helped broker between Washington and Tehran appears increasingly at risk. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs statement on Tuesday came hours after US President Donald Trump said the month-old truce was on massive life support, as he dismissed Iran's latest peace proposal as a piece of garbage that he had not even finished reading.
That who Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. What? English Premier League where Etihad Stadium in Manchester, England, U19-13 at 8 p.m. 19 GMT. How to follow? We'll have all the build-up on Al Jazeera Sport from 16. That GMT in advance of our live text commentary stream. Second place Manchester City kept themselves alive in the Premier League title race with their solid home win over Brentford on Saturday. That but league-leading Arsenal's controversial win at West Ham United the following day again pegged City behind in the two-team fight for the trophy. That the United States-Israel war on Iran has disrupted global supplies of energy, fertilizers, medicines, and even helium, devastating economies around the world. Now it's also threatening Wales off the coast of South Africa.
And Spotify's yearly Wrapped recap provides users a glimpse into their favorite artists and what they listened to most that year, as part of its 20th anniversary celebrations. And the streaming service is now releasing a limited time feature that surfaces various facts about users, such as when they joined the app, the first song they streamed, their favorite artist, and a playlist of their most streamed songs. And users can access this feature by opening Spotify and searching for Spotify 20 or Party of the Year, or by visiting this link. And potholes are a pesky problem. Just ask scooter company Lime, which listed them as an official risk to its business in its IPO filing last week. History is littered with claims that technology can help solve or blunt the problem of potholes, and still they persist. But as cars become increasingly laden with advanced sensors, they are becoming a tool that can quickly alert cities to potholes and other municipal problems. And TikTok announced on Tuesday that it's launching TikTok Go, a way for users to discover and book hotels, attractions, and experiences directly within its app. The new offering is launching in the US and is available to users 18 years and older. And TikTok Go surfaces lodging and things to do through videos, search, and location pages. When users find something they're interested in, they can view details, check availability, and complete a booking. And the new feature is made possible through partnerships with including Booking.com, Expedia, Viator, Get Your Guide Tickets, and Trip.com. And new types of design tools such as Perplexity-owned Visual Electric, Figma-owned Weavy in popularity in the last few years, thanks to AI. These tools bank on the promise that with AI, a product team with designers can iterate through variations quickly. A new design startup, and now backed by $6 million in funding, believes that design tools that don't let you work directly on your codebase can limit you from being able to imagine new workflows and features. And a new direct flight route connecting Islamabad and Skardu is set to begin operations later this month, expanding air travel options for tourists visiting northern Pakistan. AirSeal announced that it will launch its inaugural flight from Islamabad to Skardu on May 18. The airline described the route as a gateway to the region's valleys, mountains, and tourist destinations, while encouraging travelers to book seats for the first flight.
that. The Punjab government has approved hefty salaries and incentives for officers appointed to the Murray Glass Train project, according to a report. As per the approved package, the project director will receive a monthly salary of Rs 2.2 million, while the chief engineer will be paid 1.2 million per month.